Hello everyone, myself Bhushan Gholap. Once again, welcome to my channel. From last two videos, we are discussing test planning and management topic of software testing and quality assurance subjects. In last two videos, we are discussed about objective of testing, principle of testing, activities in software testing, and testing during development lifecycle. In this video, we are going to discuss about requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix. First, to discuss the requirement traceability matrix, first we understand about traceability matrix. What is traceability matrix? A traceability matrix is a document that correlates any two baseline documents that require a many-to-many relationship to check the completeness of the relationship. Traceability matrix used to track the requirement and to check the current project requirement are met or not. Okay, so basically traceability matrix is used to correlate any two baseline documents and check the completeness of relationships. Next one, that is requirement traceability matrix. That is, what is the requirement traceability matrix? That is RTM. Again, it is a document that maps and traces user requirement with the test cases. It captures all requirements proposed by the clients and the requirement traceability in a single documents delivered at the conclusion of the software development life cycle. The main purpose of requirement traceability matrix is to validate that all requirements are checked via test case such that no functionality is unchecked during software testing. So this is about requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix is a table, mostly a spreadsheet, which shows if each requirement has respective test cases or test case to make sure if the requirement is covered for testing. It is basically used to ensure that all the requirements and change requests all will be tested. So, which parameters basically included in requirement traceability matrix? That as I explained, that requirement traceability matrix is a table, mostly a spreadsheets. So which parameters included in that spreadsheet or tables? So nothing but most important parameters is requirement ID, requirement type and description, test cases with status. So all these things is recorded or noted in that table or spreadsheets. So as shown in example in given slide, the table contains requirement number, requirement description, test case ID, status, and the three record of test cases we are shown here. Okay. Again, this is the one of the format of requirement traceability matrix in spreadsheet. Again, here is serial number, requirement ID, requirement description, test case ID, test case description, test design, test designer, UAT test requirement, test execution, defects, defect ID, defect status, requirement coverage status. All these things is recorded in this requirement traceability matrix. So before going to discuss why a requirement traceability matrix is important, first we will discuss about advantages of this requirement traceability matrix. So basically this requirement traceability matrix gives an overview of all the requirements. It shows how requirements are linked to test cases. It's quite easy to prepare. No special tools are required to prepare requirement traceability matrix. It confirms 100% test coverage. It highlights any requirement missing or document inconsistency. It helps in analyzing or estimating the impact on the QA team work with respect to revisiting or reworking on the test cases. Okay, so this is the sum of the advantage of this requirement traceability matrix. So next point that we have to discuss regarding requirement traceability matrix is why it is important. The main agenda of every tester should be to understand the client's requirement and make sure that the output product should be defect free. And to achieve this objective of goal, every QA should understand the requirement thoroughly and create positive and negative test cases. This would mean that the software requirements provided by the client have to be further split into different scenarios and further to test cases. And each of these cases has to be executed individually. So a simple way to trace the requirement with its corresponding test scenario and test cases, this merely is termed as requirement traceability matrix. So the traceability matrix is typically a worksheet, nothing but spreadsheet, that contains the requirements with its all possible test scenario and cases and their current state. That is, if they have been passed or failed. This would help the testing team to understand the level of testing activities done for the specific products. So that's why this RTM is important. Okay. So the requirement take from the client and then requirement thoroughly analyzed by QA and then create positive negative test cases. Okay. So next one is this requirement traceability matrix divide into the three different types like forward traceability, backward or reverse traceability, bidirectional traceability, that is forward plus backward traceability. So we discuss these things one by one. First one is forward traceability. This matrix is used to check whether the project progress in the desired direction and for the right product. I again repeat, forward traceability matrix, in this type matrix is used to check whether the project progress in the desired direction and for the right product. It makes sure that each requirement is applied to the product and that each requirement is tested thoroughly. It maps requirement to test cases. So this is forward traceability. Backward or reverse traceability, it is used to ensure whether the current product remains on the right track. The purpose behind this type of traceability is to verify that we are not expanding the scope of the project by adding code, design element, test or other work that is not specified in the requirements. It maps, that is backward or reverse traceability maps test cases to requirements. So this is backward or reverse traceability. So what is main purpose behind this backward or reverse traceability is to verify that we are not expanding the scope of the projects. Next one is third type, that is bidirectional traceability, that is forward plus backward. This traceability matrix ensures that all requirements are covered by test cases and it analyzes the impact of change in requirements affected by the defects in the work product and vice versa. So basically bidirectional traceability matrix is used to identify the impact or analyze the impact of changing in requirements. Okay, so this is three types of traceability matrix: forward, backward or reverse, and bidirectionals. Next point that we have to discuss here, that is how to create requirement traceability matrix. How to create requirement traceability matrix. The requirement traceability matrix on the basis of the business requirement document, that is BRD, and technical requirement document, that is TRD, testers start writing test cases. So on the basis of BRD and TRD documents, tester start to write the test cases. Here in this example, basically the scenario is that the customer should be able to log in to some bank account or some websites with the correct password and user ID, and while manager should be able to log in to the website through customer login page. So this document is nothing but BRD, that is business requirement document. Okay, so here in BRD document, the field is BRID, that is business requirement ID, module name, applicable roles, descriptions. So here we basically shows the three records B1, B2 and B3. Then module name is login and logout, then inquiry and fund transfer. Applicable roles nothing but login and logout. Applicable roles is manager customer. Then for inquiry, manager customer. Then for fund transfer, manager customer. So this is nothing but BRD. And this document is nothing but TRD, that is technical requirement document. So basically QA team do not document the BRD and TRD. Also some of the companies use FRD, that is function requirement document. That's why I here write down that functional / technical requirements. Means functional requirement documents, that is FRD, which are similar to technical requirement document, but the process of creating traceability matrix remains the same. Okay. So in technical requirement document, basically there is a technical requirement ID and technical requirement specification. Okay, and the table shown basically requirement traceability matrix, that is business requirement, then technical requirement and test case ID B1, nothing, business requirement ID is B1 and technical requirement ID is T92 and test case ID is 1. So this is all about BRD and TRD and FRD. Okay. So we already discussed this advantage of requirement traceability matrix. So with this, we conclude this video lecture. Hope you understand deeply about requirement traceability matrix, then types of requirement traceability matrix and advantage of requirement traceability matrix. Thank you very much. Stay tuned.